Hey, welcome to the Dr. Carolyn Show. I'm your host, Dr. Carolyn G. Anderson. We are so excited about this new season, about what is going to be in store for you, for us, for the show, for Earth. This is a good year. And so happy new year to everyone who is watching us. I am excited about what today is going to be about. The show is about second chances, and we have a second chance at life in this wonderful year 2019. And so our shows are going to be exciting like they always are. We're going to be coming to you from different cities, different studios, even out of the country in 2019. And so get ready for a new movement. We have launched the Mega Life movement, and Dr. Carolyn's show will be pushing out that movement. Mega means making every day good again. Are you ready to make today a good day? Are you ready to have a good year, a good season, a good month, a good life? Well, stay connected with us, stay plugged into the Dr. Carolyn show, and your life will never be the same, because nothing stays the same, right? Unless you allow it to be that and so in your life. So I'm super pumped, super excited for what today's show is the same, right? Unless you allow it to be that and so in your life. So I'm super pumped, super excited for what today's show is about. Like I said, we're talking about second chances, and we have three fabulous, amazing guests who will be sharing their story about going from the bottom to the top and how life has given them a second chance. And so stay tuned, share out this post, let people know to come and watch us, because we are live, up close, and in person. We're going to be talking back with you, sharing our feed with you, and letting us feedback with you, letting you know that, hey, there is more to life than where you are in your current situation, in your current circumstances, all right? And so we are more than a talk show. We are a life show. And so this is all about living the mega life, living the big life, the great life. And, you know, we're running a race. Eventually, you have to become serious about your life and take a stand and say, you know what? Today is the day. And so it's your day. It's your time. It's your season. Our Mega Life movement is about making every day good again. And it eventually leads up to a Mega Life experience this summer in June, and then followed by the Mega Life Olympics in 2020. That's right. You heard that right. We are running our race of life. Whether it is a financial issue, a heart issue, mind issue, a relationship issue, health problems, whatever the challenges are that you are facing in your life, that's preventing you from living life fully every single day, you can run this race of life with us and vote for yourself. You know, so often we have all these elections, and you hear people say, go out and vote, go out and vote for someone, for an individual who we think, or who people have thought is going to be the answer and bring hope and life to life situations, but they can't, because they are mortal and humans just like you and I, right? And so, but you can be intentional about your own life. That governor, that mayor, that president can only do so much for the masses. But individually, you can run your own race. You can be your life changer. You can be your president, your mayor. You can do that for yourself. And that's what this show is about, talking about running your own race, doing life your way, the right way, the good way, making sure you are intentional every single day. We have some amazing products that will help you to maximize that life and to live it fully every day. And that's the Mega Life Matrix, the Mega Life Vision Map, the Write Your Vision Journal. Yes, I got my first journal, my 8th book, but my first journal out on Amazon.com. You can catch that also at megalife.life. It's all over. It's out. It's going good. It is a journal. It is like this. Bam. Write your vision, bam, it's gold. You heard that right, because you are being bold so that you can win gold. So we're gearing up and we're ready to just, you know, move in the movement and live this mega life and be the best that we can be. And that's what life is about. All right. So after this commercial break, we will be back with our first guest. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. Happy New Year! That's right, folks. It's a brand new year. It is a fresh start. It's a second chance, and we have started the movement. As part of the Mega Life movement, we will be traveling from city to city, town to town, state to state on tour. And guess what? You can get a chance to be a part of that Mega Life movement by showing up, by moving with us, and by being present in the place where we are talking about how to live life fully every single day, how to be well and get wealth, how to stay healthy and live a life of abundance and the overflow, how to use your brain to remap and rewire your life, how to move and navigate through the waters and through the storms of life, and how to live that every single day, making it a good day. So come and be a part of the Mega Life Tour with us. I promise you, your life will never be the same. Well, welcome back to the show. I'm your host, Dr. Carolyn G. Anderson. And for those of you who are just joining me, I am talking today about second chances. And so since the Dr. Carolyn Show is more than just talk, it is a live show, we have guests lined up today who have had a second chance at life and are living out that second chance. And what I want you to take away today is that no matter what your current circumstances are, it doesn't matter what you are going through. It may be different from what you will observe from our guest today. But it doesn't matter. You have been given a second chance of life. For one, you are alive. If you are watching me today, it is your second chance. It is your opportunity to live that life you've always wanted to live, because nothing is a mistake or a coincidence. Whether you are watching this broadcast because you are connected to the Dr. Carolyn Show, or someone shared the link with you, it doesn't matter. It was intended for you. So I'm excited about our first guest. Joining me today is Genesis A. Hall, and she is a licensed clinical social worker as well as a certified life coach. And we are excited to have her on the show today, excited to have her joining us. And so welcome, Lady Genesis A. Hall, to the Dr. Carolyn Show. How are you?
I am wonderful, and thank you so much for the invitation to the Dr. Carolyn Show.
Absolutely, absolutely. So Genesis, we are talking today about having second chances at life, because sometimes we go through some rough, paths, some rough journey, because life is a journey, right? There are speed bumps. There are times when you are rerouted a different way than you thought you were going to go, right? And there are some things that happen in our life that we just did not see coming, right? So Genesis, right now, today, you are a certified coach, as well as you do quite a few of counseling and have been doing that for quite some time. You look good. You look hot and fresh. You've been working out.
Yeah.
That's right. But it wasn't always that way, right, Genesis?
No, it absolutely was not. I was about 100 pounds heavier. So.
Right. So tell us a little bit about, we're going to talk today about your weight loss journey and how you are living out now your second chance of life, and you are really taking advantage of, maximizing your time and working out. And so tell us about that moment when you realize that, wait a minute, I have a good career, but there's something missing in my personal life.
Yes, I would say that during that time, it was very busy. And I know that oftentimes we get busy in life and yet we're not working on purpose. And so what happened during that stage of life is that I was always told as I was growing up that, oh my gosh, you're beautiful for a big girl. And I was just not liking that term. And so during that time, I was starting to bust out of everything that I had. In fact, I had to sew up I call them little Pentecostal skirts. And they were very long skirts that I would have to sew up in my clothing and jeans, everything. I was busting loose out of everything. And at that stage, I was at about a 26, size 26. And I had some difficulty looking into the mirror.
Slow down.
Okay.
It was a size who?
A size 26.
26. Okay. And that's not 26 years old. You were a size 26. And so how many pounds were you at that time?
I was pushing 300, but I mean, I'm going to be completely honest with everyone. I didn't weigh myself during that time because I was afraid to get on the scale. And when I eventually started losing weight, I then got on the scale, and I was tipping at my highest when I first looked was about 189 pounds, but I know I was heavier before then. So I was really pushing. I said 189. I meant to say 289 pounds, but 289 pounds, but I was pushing on a door of 300 if I had not met that, because I refused to look at the scale during that time, honestly.
Right. Right. So you had you may have tipped the 300 marker, because I know a lot of people who are struggling with weight loss, or weight issues, do not want to go on the scale for that very reason, right? But from a medical perspective, you were considered obese.
I was actually considered morbidly obese at that time. Wasn't even just obese then. Yes.
Right. Right. And what was it for you that caused you to be and become that way?
I will say that oftentimes we have weights in life in general. And so I was picking up weights in life from whether it was traumatic issues that I had from my past, whether it was past abuse, rape, and molestation, all of those things I were packing on. And then the sense, too, of protection over myself as well. I knew that at that stage I was kind of by myself in a city, and trying to be successful. And I was trying to do for everyone else besides Genesis. And so I was packing on a weight by not taking care of myself, not focusing on myself, not looking at myself. Right. And so during that time, as I was avoiding my issues from the past and trying to move forth in success in my career, I started being stressed by as a social worker, it's very stressful.
Right.
It was late nights and early mornings, and I did not exercise. I ate. I ate emotionally, meaning when I was happy, when I was sad, when I wanted to celebrate, and I didn't care what I ate. I loved food. I still love food.
You still do.
I love food.
Right. So you got up to a hefty weight, or obese, morbid obese. And with that, obviously, came some medical challenges, some relationship issues, because I'm sure you started to not see yourself as this beautiful woman that others were saying that you are. And sometimes when you're obese, people will say things they not really want to tell you that you're obese. They just say, "Oh, you're so cute, you're so pretty," right? They'll use those words. But how did that make you feel internally?
Well, internally, I was always seen by my weight. I mean, it wasn't just you're beautiful, it was you're beautiful as a big girl.
Right.
And so it was that was,
they added the extra weight with the words.
Exactly. So it wasn't, I wasn't invisible. And that was what I wanted. I wanted it to be invisible in a sense too. And yes, there were people who were really kind and said you were beautiful as a big girl, but there were very blunt people who absolutely did not care about me being beautiful. They just called me big. I remember one person saying, "You look like a whale." I said, "What? You're just waddling around like a whale."
Right. Right.
And, that hurt my feelings, of course.
Right.
And then I had people who would tease me and, call me, ham hock thighs and all kinds of things. And so it was difficult. I mean, those are things that taunted me for quite some time. So no, people were not very kind to me during that period, but there were some who said, "You're beautiful."
Right. But in essence, you weren't necessarily being kind to yourself as well, right?
That's true.
Right. Because there were the life effects, and you mentioned some abuse, some rape, some challenges that you had. Was that through childhood or a young teenager or early adult?
Yes. I would say all of the above.
All of the above. Okay.
Yeah. Besides the young adult. Yeah.
Right. Right. And so you probably ate for, to make the pain go away, but it doesn't go away, right? Because it sits on the inside. It's a philosophy that I call cis, suffering in silence, right?
Absolutely. Yes.
And so it just was there. It existed. It was there, and it didn't go away. And so there came a point where you broke. When is it that you made a decision? Do you remember the moments? Because life is made up of moments. And so you remember the time when you said, "You know what? This has to change. Something has to give." So let's talk about that moment.
That moment came when I sat down and I started to make an account of my success. And I started to say, wait a minute, I've been successful in, graduating with my master's degree. I was successful in all kinds of personal areas and adventures that I wanted to do. I had all these different successes, but I just did not feel successful in my weight and in my self-esteem. And I wasn't feeling confident. And so it didn't make sense to me that I can have the confidence to get through these other areas of life, or the ability to press through and be disciplined to do these other things, but I could not be disciplined in my eating. And so I remember in my journal, and I talked about that sense of feeling like successful in all these other areas, and being afraid that when I became older, that how would it affect me in having children and being married, and would I be able to live longer, to be able to see myself be married or have a child. And I was afraid. And so I wanted to take care of my temple, my body, and take more of a reflection on myself. And so I made a declaration that day that was enough. I had no excuses. If I had discipline to brush my teeth and wash my body, I need to have discipline to exercise and get healthier. And so that's what was the deciding fact. Like, no more. This is it.
Right. And that was about what? How many years ago?
It was about 10 years ago.
10 years ago. Okay. And you remember the moment, and you made a decision, and then you became consistent, because that's one of the keys. You you joined the gym, I'm assuming. Yeah.
Well, actually, I did not go to the gym at first because I was afraid to go to the gym. And this may help someone. I was afraid to go to the gym and be the big girl exercising and messing up. I wanted to be invisible. So I actually started at home with a walk at home DVD, Leslie Sansoon. I'll never forget it. And I walked up and down, and actually lost about 20 pounds from that.
You sure can.
Gave me the confidence. Yes, you can.
Yes.
And that gave me the confidence then to go to the gym. After that, good. I went to the gym.
Right. Yes. Because that's a good point that you mentioned. And I want someone who's watching us to know that, because sometimes you go to the gym, you see these little skinny girls with the little top things, I never can wear one of them top things because I always had bigger up here, and the little shorts. And I'm like, what's your point? Just go home. Why are you here? And then you hear the guys over there making all that noise and pumping out, right? The gym can't be depressing, because if you are really, you got to be focused to just not, block out the noise, or use them as an inspiration to say, you know what, one day I'll be just like that. Okay, just keep on, you little girl. So you changed your eating habits. You started to walk, because that's a huge thing. I know people who just have walked alone, and that alone made them drop the pounds. So you changed that, you changed your habits. And so here is your second chance at life. Today, now, you are living the life of your dreams, and you are confident in being beautifully Genesis, whoever that person is today. And it was a journey. It was a process. I am sure there were moments where you had a little relapse here or there.
Oh, yes, all the holidays.
And that's good, because we want people to know that life is a journey, right? And on that path, there is going to be some bumps, like we said before. But today you made a decision that if I want to continue to live the best life, and if God has given me a second chance, I must use it to the best of my abilities. And so you still work out, you still, eat nutritiously and manage that, because it is an intentional, almost daily work to make sure you're maintaining that physique as well as your health as a total wholeness for what you want it to be, right? So life is that second chance. Yeah. So now you are certified life coach.
Yes.
And you are still doing your counseling, but now it's even better, because you are shining the light. So when they look at you, they see actually you're like two people less than who you were before.
Right.
So now they're seeing the person, and you are so much more effective in your work, and especially in the coaching, because you can show that I did it, so can you. Absolutely. Because the people that you counsel have gone through some of those traumatic situations that you've gone through, and they can do it. We can do this. We can live this mega life, because you're a part of the mega life movement. And Genesis right now, she coaches globally from a counseling perspective right now, if you want to see her in person, she is in Bloomington, Normal, Illinois area. And I'm going to be coming there, coming there this week for the Mega Life Tour. And we're excited to have you and to showcase and to see you there. And so thank you so much for being on the show. Thank you for sharing your story. Thank you for living a legacy, because that's what you're doing. You thought of the children, the spouse that you would have, what would you leave behind? And you made that an impact. So from talking to you today, what I want the viewers to hear is that it's a journey, and it all starts with making that first decision. Because once you make a decision and you are consistent and you stay with it, you can achieve the success that life has. Absolutely. Yes, yes. Any last words you want to share with the folks?
Yeah, definitely. One of the last things I want to say is it really begins in your mind. If you visualize it and you see yourself where you want to be, then you can achieve whatever it is, whatever it is. I remember seeing myself at the size that I am now when I was much bigger, at that size 26. I saw myself where I wanted to be. And when I walked, that was what my mental motivation was. I kept it in my mind as a mental motivation. That's where I want to be. So today, my mental motivation, last year, I had a specific goal. I wanted stronger legs. I wanted stronger arms. So I saw it. I visualized it. Now I don't have a problem taking my shirt off, showing my muscles and things like that. I'm stronger than I've ever been before. And so that is what I want to tell the viewers. Get it in your mind. If you get it in your mind first, visualize where you want to be. Nothing will stop you. That will be your mental motivation when other things pass away. Keep that mental motivation in mind.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for sharing it, because it is, the vision is in your mind, right?
Yes.
And the beauty of it is, you mentioned journaling. And for those of you who want to journal, in fact, it is a process that I do and I use to be an 8-time author right now. And so we have on Amazon.com a journal called Write the Vision, which it is just ruled and lined where you can write the vision. And we have the Mega Life Matrix where you can do exactly what Genesis has done. You write down the I am affirmations. I am good, I am beautiful, or I'm handsome. I am a certain, I am a size 1, 2, whatever it is, but you write it in your I ams until they become a reality. Yes. So thank you so much for being on the show. This is exciting, and thank you so much. And we hope to have you again on the show soon. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, folks, for joining us. We are talking today about second chances. Life has given you a second chance. You just heard from our guest, Genesis A. Hall, who is a licensed clinical social worker as well as a certified life coach. And we are excited for the remaining of the show, so stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Life family, this is Dr. Carolyn G. Anderson, your international coach. The Mega Life movement, it is all about transforming lives. It is your time, your season, your fresh start, where every day you can choose to make it a good day. I'm so excited that you have decided to do life with us. And it all starts with transforming one life,
one family,
one community at a time.
The movement is in action. Hey, guess what? Have you joined the Facebook Mega Life complimentary group? If not, you have the opportunity to just click on that button and complimentary access where you can be connected with us. Let's do life together.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the show. For those of you who are just joining us, we're talking today about second chances. How this is the year 2019 where life has given you a second chance. Because guess what? You're alive. And so if you are alive today, that means you have a second chance of life. And just speaking in a sense of goals not being met in 2018, this is the year when you have the opportunity to meet those goals. And there's a reason for that. That is because you are intended to join us on the Mega Life movement, which will have a Mega Life Olympics, a race of life in June 2020 in a beautiful city where we will be gathering from all over the world, thousands who have been in movement, moving in synchrony, working on their relationships, their health, their finances, their faith, their purposes, their career, and making all the pieces come together in a whole pie. So for now, I travel throughout the world, and specifically in the United States of America on tour, on the Mega Life Tour, using the Dr. Carolyn Show as a platform to share and to help others to know that you can too live a life of a second chance. It doesn't matter what you're going through. Life will allow you the ability to do it over again. So is the case with my next guest. She actually shares a name with me. And so joining us in what's up with the throat, you all? You know what I'm saying? I was all fine all day, and the minute I start doing the show, I have some throat issues. So joining me right now is Carolyn Redford, and she is a certified life coach and the owner of Beautiful Living LLC. And so welcome to the show, Carolyn. How are you?
I am doing good, Dr. Carolyn, and glad to be here. How are you?
I am just fantastic because Carolyn is talking to Carolyn, you know, and so this is good. We're in the same color. We got the gold going in. You're looking bright. You know, we're bringing sunshine and light to the world. And so I'm excited. I'm happy that life has given you and I and the viewing audience a second chance because we're alive, right?
Right, I agree, and I'm so happy to be alive.
Exactly. If nothing else, we should just be happy to be amongst the land of the living. And so this is our third season for the Dr. Carolyn Show, and we're doing something new now. We're doing a different format, and I'm excited about it. I am so happy for the ability to be able to be in one city and connect with someone else in a whole nother city, right? We don't have to be in the studio per se. I have to be, but you don't. And so this is exciting. So Carolyn, you've had a life of a journey that has taken some speed bumps, some potholes that you were not expecting, right?
Right.
So yeah, at one point you were married and had the children and just living a beautiful life. But then something happened that changed that beautiful life into a not so beautiful life and forced you to go into a position in a space where you were not necessarily planning on, and life kind of became a critical sense for you where you feel like you were catching up and you had to do something to make your life be in effect. So talk to us about that. What was that traumatic moment that happened in your life that kind of veered you off the path where you thought you were going?
Well, that moment was when I had gotten a divorce.
Mm-hmm.
And at the time when I got that divorce, I had two little children. And that just took me into a whole nother realm. You know, I lost the person I love. And, you know, divorce can be critical. And because of that loss, then I didn't deal with the pain of having a divorce because I put all my energy into my children and never stopped to think about what just happened. I just immediately went on the go and started doing everything for the kids, running them to basketball games, soccer games, football games, whatever they were doing at the time of the school year. And not even taking too much time for myself to just sit down, inhale, and exhale. Right. And then I had to get a job. You know, I wanted a better job because there was not another income coming in. Right. So I did several little odds and ends. I was on public aid for a minute. Then I went to secretarial school. And then after secretarial school, I put in a job at an insurance company and ended up working at an insurance company.
Right. So it was a critical state for you. So you went into critical mode, which is survival mode, right? Yes. And when you are in survival mode, the brain is not really thinking about you. You're not really pertaining to your own self. Now you're trying to make a life for the fruit, the kids that you have with you, and so that you don't get kicked out on the streets. and that you at least have a car to get you from point A to point B. So life in and of itself sent you into a track and a direction where you just kind of went into survival. You know, you had to survive and you had to do what you needed to do. However, while doing that, years went by and you started to ignore who you are, or not really ignore it, but it's just that you just felt like I'm mom right now. I'm mom and dad in essence. I'm playing the provider role and I have to get what I need to have. So you buried the pain and not dealt with it. And I call that a syndrome of suffering in silence. So internally you were suffering, but to not feel the pain, you filled it with things. So you filled it with the work, you filled it with the job, the career, helping other people, probably ministry, like you said, running them back and forth with the kids' stuff and things of that nature. So you worked this career, your kids became adults, you did a fantastic job. They moved on and are pretty much on their own. And here you are at life, and you've been working at this company for years now, and it is time for you to depart. And so you call it retirement, but I don't believe in retirement because it means death. And you're still alive. So I should say, well, you die to that area or that season of your life. And so you are done with everything now, and you went on your retirement. But then you realize, Carolyn, that, wait a minute, I have more life. There is still more to my life than this, because now, and I want the viewing audience to get this, I teach visioning a lot. This is where I started 7 years ago. In fact, I show the folks with a previous guest that I have a journal called Write the Vision. And that's on Amazon.com. And so I teach people how to write the vision. And a lot of times I hear adults who are parents, they will say, my vision is to be a great mom. And my question used to be, okay, after mom is gone, then, after the kids are out of the house, then what are you? You're no longer, your vision is to still raise some big adults and their wives and husbands, you know? So you realize, you had an aha moment, and you realize that what you've wanted to do all this time, you still can. And that life has given you a second chance. So that is when we connected, and that was divine moment. And I had, and still do, a certified coaching program to become a certified coach and run a practice, an actual business with clients and coachees and staff. And you was like, wait a minute, I can do this. You know, I can do this. And you put the desire in your heart, Carolyn, and you said, I can do this. And today we are celebrating you because you are a certified life coach. You're not just a life coach by your life experiences, which is what you coach about, right? And help people to overcome, but you are certified, which means that you have established yourself, you have credibility, and you are a credible company, Beautiful Living, LLC, and you are open for business. You are open for business. You can help other women and even men who have a desire, but more so women, to live beautifully, no matter what life has thrown their way. Whether it was a divorce, or it was trauma, or it was abuse, or it was retirement, or no longer having a steady per se income, you can always restart because there's a second chance of life, right?
I agree with that. You can always start. It doesn't matter where you're at. It doesn't matter how old you are. The fact is, just do it. Right. And, you know, Nike says, just do it. And we should all just do what our passion is, what our desire is, no matter what. Sometimes we do have, you know, we still and think about it and say, hey, I'm more than this, because we are more than this. And then find out what it is you want and step out, because action is the best thing to do. Take action.
It is definitely the best thing because you activated. And so had you just stayed in the space where you were and not realize that there's more to life. So it doesn't even matter what age you are, right? You can always start and live that beautiful life, live that wonderful life. And this is the good thing about your coaching and having the ability to use the skill sets that you've learned from our firm and use your experiences that you've lived your life, because only you can share those experiences to help someone, even if it's one woman, to become that beautiful person. Because, you know, unfortunately, suicide is on an all-time rise, and so many people are suffering in silence. And so because you've suffered in silence, you now have the ability to be able to help others and to even identify people who are having a facade. You know, they're just putting it on. And each of us go through life so that we can help somebody else. And so if I didn't go through what I went through, I wouldn't have started the firm. If I wouldn't have started the firm, I wouldn't have met you. So you see how all the pieces are coming together. And for our viewing audience who are watching, the two Carolyns have done it. Genesis, our previous guest, has done it. And our other guest that is coming up has done it too. And you'll get to hear her story. And so, Carolyn, I want to thank you so much for being on the show. And if there's any final words that you would like to share with our guests, you can do so at this time.
Dr. Carolyn, I want to thank you for having me as your guest. And one of the things I would like to share is this. I don't care what it seems like or how hard it is. Mm-hmm. Take the action. And if you think you can't take that action, find a good friend. Find a good friend and just share, cry, whatever you need to do. And then say, hey, and give yourself a good pat on the back and a good cheerleader, because you're your best cheerleader. Say, I can do this. And I would say, take action. I can do it no matter what.
Awesome. Well said. Thank you so much for being on the show. Thank you so much.
You are.
All right. So you've heard that, folks. So we just had Carolyn Radford, a beautiful woman who has a company called Beautiful Living, and she has been through her set of struggles and have overcome. And we are so excited that she was able to share her story with you today so that you can use that to live your life fully, to become the beautiful, wonderful creation that you are and have been created to be before the foundations of the world. But life had just kind of hit you hard. But now you have an opportunity of a second chance. And for those of you who are in the Illinois area, Wisconsin, Indiana, and so forth, you have an opportunity to come and to be with us this weekend, January. I'm all the way in June. That's my brain. January 11th at the Radisson Hotel in Bloomington, Normal, Illinois, where you will get to be a part of the Mega Life Tour. So we are super excited and pumped, and Carolyn will be there showcasing and talking about her beautiful life and how she's living her second chance. And so this is the year to get well so that you can get wealth, because it is about being bold so you can win gold and be on this movement with us and join us as we are going forth. So we'll be right back. Stay tuned.
Welcome to the Mega Life Club. This is an excellent opportunity for you to take your life to the next level. The Mega Life Club is all about making every day good again. Have you had some difficult and challenging days? Have you had your faith being shaken? Has your relationship hit the rocks? Have you been in a situation where your health has deteriorated and now you're not sure what to do? Do you have a dream or a vision, even from a child, and you've just not been able to fulfill that dream or vision? Maybe you have a life experience that you would like to put in a book and you're not quite sure where to start. I don't even have the finances to be able to make that happen. Well, that's what the Mega Life Club is all about. The Mega Life Club is about intentional living. The Mega Life Club is about exposing you and giving you resources that will help to make every day good again. So we want you to be a part of us. Come, join the club and take your life to the next level. The person you are today, you will not be anymore, because you're in the Mega Life movement, the Mega Life Club, and a great place to be.
Welcome back to the show. Oh my goodness, what a show we have had today. For those of you who are just joining us, just tuning in, oh man, you got to go back and watch the beginning of the show. Today's show is about second chances, and we've had some amazing guests who have gone through some life tragic situations and have overcome, and today they're living their best life and have a second chance at life. So it is for you. You can have a second chance at life no matter what life has thrown your way. So it is for our guest who is joining us now. I will be sharing and talking to you and connecting with you, and we are going to have a great time as we go forth and connect with Miss Sylvia Richardson. And so Sylvia Richardson is the founder and owner and executive producer of Life's Journey LLC. She is a certified life coach and transformational specialist. And so Sylvia, welcome to the Dr. Carolyn Show. We are so excited to have you here.
Yes, thank you. And I am just as excited. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we are in our third season of the Dr. Carolyn Show. And so you are this is the first show of the third season. So this is fresh. This is new. It's even a new format for how we're doing the show. And I'm liking it. You know, I'm liking to be able to talk to you right there and for people to be able to connect with you and myself from all over the world, no matter where they are, from the comfort of their home, not their car, because I was going to say their car, but we don't want them to watch us in the car. We will not be responsible for anybody driving and watching and texting, right? So from their home, their office, or wherever, remotely, on vacation in the beach somewhere, they can watch us. And so we're talking about second chances today. And I love your story of your second chances. And we're going to share and let people know who Sylvia is and how you've gone through a journey. And today you are a certified life coach and you are running your business and it's going well. You're also a transformational specialist, which means you specialize in transforming other people's lives, no matter what path, right, their life has taken. You are such. So Sylvia, you've had some ups and downs, and now things are stabilizing and have stabilized for you as you are walking in your authentic purpose. But it wasn't always that way, Sylvia. You had some heartbreaks along the journey, and we just want to talk about that just for a few minutes. What was that impactful moment that was more relational for you that you had in the past? And yeah, we'll go from there.
Yes, well, thank you, Dr. Carolyn. Yes, I have experienced several relationships, several marriages, and it had me at a point where I had to look at myself and say, why is this happening? What am I doing wrong? Because, you know, we're the first ones to look at ourselves and say, you know, is something wrong with me? But it's not always the case. But I do know that, you know, I have purpose. You know, my life means something. And I just had to seek and search for that, what that purpose was. So, and I have found that.
Awesome. So you said several. So I want the people leaving thinking, oh my God, how many is several? Did she go through 20 marriages? So you just, you've had 3, right? So you went through 3 marriages, and one of them was your high school sweetheart. In fact, that was your first marriage. And that just went haywire in such a quick, short time that you just want that to be a faded memory, right?
Yes, exactly. Exactly. Right. You know, being young and getting out of high school and dated all through high school and, you know, had high hopes, and he was my first love. And, you know, I knew we would just be together forever. And especially after having a child together.
Exactly.
So, because of situations, certain things happened, which that it didn't happen. We could not continue on in our marriage because he had developed a certain health condition, which had became very, my life was at stake and my child. And so that's what ended the marriage. Mm-hmm.
Right. And it, just so for the folks that are watching, it wasn't like a health issue where it's, you know, like a body thing or something of that nature, meaning that she just didn't say, hey, I'm going to leave you because, quote unquote, you have cancer. It was something differently, more cognitive, which caused a different behavior become a different person, and she no longer knew who she was married to anymore. And so just wanted to clarify that you just didn't get up and leave and walk because someone, had some kind of medical quote unquote illness, but this was more traumatic and not an abusive. So that's what I wanted folks to know. And then you had a space and a break, and you have a child that you have to raise, and then you got married again. And right? Yeah.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And this time you was like, okay, this is gonna work. This is number 2. And so, 2 is better than 1, I guess. So you was like, this is number 2. It's going to work for me, but it didn't.
That is correct.
Yeah.
And you want it to work. You do everything that you can. And in that, so it did not work. However, I learned, and I did take something from the first one as well as with the second one. With the second one, yes, I had another child with him, and we were together longer than the first. However, the second one, he ended up just doing just a lot of addictive things, drugs, and just going and doing things. And he came in, didn't recognize me, and it became very harmful to me and my children at that point. He was very abusive.
Okay.
And so I had to the point that my father and I had to plot and plan to escape.
Right.
Because he would have not allowed me to leave, or he would have harmed me and the children. So while he was working, I had to leave. I had to escape. And I did everything except the children's things because I had to go. And so it was great urgency, and I left.
Yep, you left in you left in survival mode because this is not critical for you. So you're saying I have to go. And there is someone that is probably watching that you may be in a similar or a very critical situation. And you're thinking, I don't have a way out. You may think I have a child with this person or children, or, you may not have an income per se. However, from Sylvia's story, you can know that you can get out. You can make a move and a run for it, even if it's going to a shelter or calling someone, a family member or friends. If they really know what's happening with you, they will help you, because no one should live in an abusive situation, and it's not okay. It's not tolerable, regardless of whether the person is aware cognitively that they're doing it. It's never a good thing. So run and get out like Forrest Gump. So then you found yourself with your third marriage.
Yes, I had a span of 10 years between the second and the third one. In that time, really focusing in on my children, wanting to make sure that they had the best life that I could give them as a single mom. And being a single mom in those days, there were other single moms. So we kind of gathered our forces together and just kind of came together. We would help each other in raising our children, babysitting each other so we could just get some space. Because as a single mom, yes, you do need some time to yourself. So, but with the third,
call it.
Right, exactly. Exactly.
Right. And that one didn't work out. It didn't work out. And so coming back, fast forwarding now, you are starting to probably say, okay, something is wrong with me, right? You're thinking, okay, this is me, or is it that I am just finding the ones that, nobody else would, like I'm not seeing the signs. Like, what am I missing? Is something happening here? So then you went through a period where you started to question yourself. Like, is this me? Maybe something I could have done differently. How come I never saw this sign? Because, you mostly don't see the signs ahead of time. In fact, you probably never do. And I'm talking to anyone, because if you would have seen the signs, most cognitive women or men, if it's the opposite, do not go into something when they know it's not going to work for me, for my best interest. And so you went through that period, and then you have a career at a particular company where you were liking it and things were going okay. But then it was a traumatic moment when there was a downsizing at this particular organization. So here you are now in a state of, okay, I've had those relationship issues. I've tabled that. now let me just focus on my career. But then there's another speed bump in the road. So people in your situation would have probably said, you know what? It's over. Like, this is done for me. I am just done pretty much with life. I give up. Whatever comes my way, because it seems like there must be some quote unquote curse. Not saying that it is, but just whatever. People put different things in their mind that there may be something just with me. And then you had an experience. We were in the same building, in the same space. I was a speaker. And you've always had this desire of helping other people. So you've always had the desire, and you had that desire as a child, because most of us have a desire in us, innate from birth. And as life happens, life shifts us where we actually truly don't walk our path. And so there was an opportunity that was presented for you to become a certified life coach, to run your business, to truly help women, to truly live a transformative life, and to help others to live a transformative life. And there's so many single mothers, there's so many divorced women, and even men. There's so many who have gone through downsizing or termination and life's issues and, problems. Yet in that, you still have a smile. Yet in that, you were able to say, you know what? I still have a second chance at life. I am still a young woman, and I am going to make this life happen, to the point where so many are so excited for you. And this weekend, I'll be joining you as you launch this new life's journey. That's the name of your company, your business, but it's actually your story. You're launching this new life's journey LLC, where you will get to maximize life and help so many people, because your business is just going to thrive and just move on and just propel. And so I'm excited to come down there as I stop in Bloomington, Illinois, to do the Mega Life Tour. And for those of you who don't know what that is, it's at megalife.life. You can see the tour there and come and join us. No matter what part of the country you are, come and join us so that you can learn tools of how to get well and to get wealth, and how to live life fully every single day, how to get fit, how to be fit and stay fit. And so, Carolyn, Sylvia, you are today living that life. You are going forth and you're living that second chance. And so someone is watching today, or will watch and will see you, who is saying, oh my God, so I'm okay then. This is just my second or third or fourth or fifth year. I'm okay. I am okay because it's not me. I did what I needed to do, but I cannot control someone else's behavior. And it is okay for me to move on with my life and be the best me. So just as we close, tell that person, look them in the eyes through the screen, and let them know that you can overcome. You can be that change maker. You can start your own business. Perhaps you want to be a coach. You can start that coaching as well. So go ahead and let them know that they can do this.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Carolyn. And yes, to the listeners and viewers, life is a journey, but you don't have to just stop when you come up against different adversaries or just whatever you come up against. You don't have to stop. You keep pressing on. And look at me now. You by looking at me, you can't tell all of the things that I've come out of, but I am determined. I have such joy and happiness because I am ready to impart in people's life, help them take this journey, but you are not alone. You're not alone. I'm here. And I want to take the journey with you. So come, go with me. Connect with me, and I guarantee that you will be transformed. You'll find yourself, and you'll be amazed at what the person that's hidden deep inside of you. So take a chance. What do you have to lose?
Well said. Exactly. If not now, then when, right? That's what I normally say.
Exactly.
Thank you so much for being on the show. You were a delight, and I want to thank you for sharing your life story and being vulnerable enough to showcase that your life today is because of the choices and the decisions that you have made. And you made a choice that, you know what, I'm going to live, I'm going to breathe, I'm going to be the best me, and I'm going to be intentional about it. And when you made that decision, everything changed for you. So thank you so much for being on the show. I look forward to you being on the show again. So thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.
All right, folks, there you've had it. Miss Sylvia Richardson, who is the founder of Life's Journey LLC. And we are so excited that she was able to share her story with us today. And so you can do it. No matter what life has thrown your way, when you become intentional, you choose your path, you make things happen for you, you become intentional, you too can have a second chance at life. And so we'll be right back.
Hello, Mega Life family. This is Dr. Carolyn. So, before I start with any exercise, whether it's Zumba or I'm going into the fitness center, no matter what it is, you must always start with some warm-up. And what I do is 20 jumping jacks, and that's what I want you to do. And I'll demonstrate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then after you do that, that's when you go into the fit stretch, which is a Dr. Carolyn one and only way to do the stretching. So until the next video, have a Mega Life day. Welcome back to the Dr. Carolyn Show. I'm your host, Dr. Carolyn G. Anderson. What a show we had today. So for those of you who are just joining us, we were talking today about second chances. That life can give you a second chance if you are intentional, if you're serious enough, and you are ready to rock and roll. So each of our guests today share about their life's journey and how at one point in their lives they were living not the life that they desired to live. But they had to make a decision. They had to choose, am I going to stay this way? Am I going to stay in this particular circumstance? Or am I going to do something that's different? And that's what each one of them did today. So can you. You can make a difference in your life. Perhaps you're feeling stuck, unclear, overwhelmed, depressed, sad, not sure of your next move or where to go. I would invite you to join with us on the movement that we are moving together in synchrony and in unity and be a part of the Mega Life movement. That's right. We are moving from city to city, state to state, town to town, on tour, speaking about living life fully every single day, how to make every day a good day, how to be intentional about your goals, about your vision, your aspirations, and simply about your life, because you are the one that is in control of your life. No one else can live that for you. We are what we focus on. So focus on you, make a difference, be the life changer, and come with us and catch us on our tours. We are going from state to state, city to city. We would love for you to join us. We are up close in person and sharing life principles, life tools that can help you to map out the journey that you so desire. So come with us, be a part of the Mega Life movement, and let's move together. Have a great day.